People are going to be really stung by this. £1.50 a week, £80 a year at a time when people are already stretched, as we know. Why do it?
Well, I understand that at a time when household budgets are really under pressure, this is not welcome news, and it's not a decision we took lightly. As you said, there are three principal factors here. Britain's North Sea gas is running out. We're importing more than half of what we use now, and we have to pay the going rate on a global competitive market. And right now, that's 13% higher than a year ago. Secondly, the national grid, the pipes and wires need an upgrade, and that's paid for through the bills. And thirdly, the government's various energy policies, all of which are right in terms of cleaning energy, improving the energy efficiency of Britain's homes, and directing financial help to those most in need. The cost of all that's rising. Together, that's 85% of a bill. So we've done what we can to keep that to a minimum by cutting our own costs and putting in place a range of help for our customers to keep their bills down.
Still leaves 15%, though, that you could play with.
It does leave 15%, but we've cut our own costs. That's been falling over the years, and our margins have been constant for the last 3 years.
You can understand, though, why people are fed up. I mean, 12 months ago, prices went up by, 18% for gas, 16% for electricity. Now, there was a small reduction back in January, but even so, it's year on year. We're seeing these, huge hikes, and this one is almost twice the rate of inflation.
And so I've given you the reasons why, and of those three factors, roughly a third of it is down to the wholesale cost, a third of it down to the pipes and wires, the national grid, and a third down to the rest of it. So I acknowledge that the trend is up, but unfortunately global prices for gas are rising continuously, and the investment in replacing Britain's ageing infrastructure and greening our energy is also rising steadily over time. But rising prices don't necessarily mean rising bills. For our customers, you can freeze your prices at the new rates with no extra cost right through to November next year, and if prices fall as they did this year, we'll drop them. You can insulate your home for free. That will save you £350 on day one and £200 off a bill. You can take one of our energy monitors. 1 million customers have done that, and their bills have gone down by £180. And for those most in need, on the lowest incomes, the elderly, those with disabilities and chronic illnesses, we have the best eligibility criteria for the warm home discount, and that will put £130 into your electricity account before the end of the winter.
Always got to be good news when we can be more efficient with the fuel that we use, no doubt about it. And we know that you talk about your profit margin, your operating profit, down to what, about five pence in the pound, which is, you'd look at it on the surface and say, well, that's pretty low. But what did you make last year? £345 million?
Yeah, our profits, even after this increase, the second half profits this year will be about 15% lower than last year. But across the whole year, as you say, we'll be making about 5p in the pound, which is what we made last year and actually lower than the year before that. So our profit margins have been very constant. But we need that to invest in securing future energy, in improving the energy efficiency of Britain's homes and creating jobs to get Britain back on the move. And only recently we announced 1,000 more jobs for engineers in our metering business and the development of a new gas field which will supply 5% of my customers' homes and create 4,000 jobs.